Hello my dear crafters, I'm happy to see you again, and here on this channel we are knitting, crocheting and talking about this. And if you're first time, just welcome. And today I will talk to you about this Summer Wool Festival. I've been 26th of July, last Saturday, and I will start showing you my little book about many people who was there. And I just want you, if you're interested to have the information, you can stop it later and read if you want. It was workshops, it was many suppliers of yarn selling there, and I done one workshop about writing knitting patterns. This was places, it was in a school, it was many people there from all over the UK. Here you are. I came from Brighton. I was driving almost around 2.5 hours maybe there. And here we have a school, and all these places, yellow ones, was selling yarns. And here was workshops on top, and here was street food area. Then here we go. I have plenty of cards which I took, but you don't need this. I'll just show you all these suppliers here with the online presence. You can check if you want, but here we go. This is a lot of them, but for you to imagine how many people was there. It was very different type of products, yarn mostly, but I will talk about this in detail now. And video will be very long because I just made the video on my iPad by pictures, and it's very long. I probably will cut a lot of them, but this part of the video I will show you what I bought there. Right, as yarn was very expensive and I'm not a rich girl, it was the place in the very beginning. I was passing through the stairs, and it was one box, and it was written that everything for £1. It was basically the leftovers of the big cones, which was selling by £1. And then I came there, and one lady was staying and putting a lot of this little, I don't know, skeins. And I was like, I will take some as well. And as it was very beginning, it was still a good bunch of different yarns, but I didn't get lots. I think these two are the same. I've got 2 skeins of this. Each skein is 50 grams. All of them are natural fibers. I think here, I'm not sure. I think it's inside here. It's written wool and lurex. This cone is 80 grams, and I have 2 of these of 50. Yarn is very thin, as you see. And maybe I will just do some mix. This is a little leftover of the mohair. And I will show you my idea, what I want to use it with. Here we have, a lady said that everything is natural fibers. This is a boucle, maybe alpaca boucle, and I've got 5 of this. Then it's 250 grams. And probably I will create something interesting with this. Let me show something else. Right, here we go. This is 3 skeins of merino. This was a little bit reduced price, as you see, from £16 to 12. This is 100 grams, superwash merino, 75%, and nylon 25. It's very similar to silk yarn, but it's not wool, it's merino. Then maybe I will use it for some hat or mitten. So I don't know. I have no idea. I just got 1 of each because I like the colors. And this was nylon 25% and 75 super merino as well. 4 plies, 100 grams, 400 meters. I just love this autumn color. And this all are hand dyed yarn, and all of them have 100 grams. And I have no idea yet what I will do with them. And my last one is this beautiful yarn art 100% cotton. has 1,000 meters or 1,093 yards. This is 250 grams, 8.80 Oz. And here we have 100% cotton. And I just loved this color. Look at this color, calls Rose Garden. What I was thinking, do you remember that white mohair? And I was thinking to make a blend of this yarn with a mohair and make some top, and I'll show you later what I will do with this. And now, if you have time and if you're interested to see some of my pictures which I've made there, and I think it will be interesting for you to see the prices and the yarn was presented there, and let's go for it. Right, here is my first picture. I didn't make any videos because I don't know why. I was walking around making pictures, and I want to show you my pictures and zoom them and probably talk about them a little bit. Then this was the first place I came. As you see, it has some garments up there and some yarns and some kits, and let's go for this in detail. At your left side, let me zoom in, you see the lady, she is knitting, and it was actually two ladies they was knitting. I had a little chat with them, but I was very shy to ask them to make a little video about English way to knit, because it's different. I knit Continental style, and English style is a little bit different, and I was thinking that it will be curious for my video, but anyway, here we go, ladies knitting, and here we have three weights of yarn presented. I don't know how it's in your country. Here in UK we have different names for each yarn in a term of thickness. Then 4-ply yarn is a thinner one, and it's can be sock yarn or can be lace yarn. In different places it's called differently. I orient thickness of the yarn by needles I use to work with them. Then for 4-ply yarn I usually use needles from 2.5 to 3 millimeters. I don't know these numbers in UK and US terms, but you can easily find them online. Then next will be DK yarn, which I use needles 4 millimeters for them. It's DK, it's kind of middle weight of yarn. Aran yarn is thicker yarn, and usually you use needles of 5 millimeters for this yarn. If I zoom now, we can see that this is a 4-ply in the middle. Here we go DK, it's a little bit thicker, and this the thickest one. Then here we have some little cards, some little stickers, notes, I don't know, some stuff. And here it's a kit. As you see, you can buy the kit which have a pattern and yarn to make these certain garments. Kits for make hats and mittens. And this was my first stand. These lovely hats as well with the pattern and yarns. And here you have some garments. All of them are handmade, as you see. And you can have idea about the fiber, how it looks in the garment. And it was my picture number 1. I like this color work, looks very nice. Here we go to the next one. Here it's another stand with a yarn. Let's see, this is as you see, sock yarn, and price is £20 for 100 grams skeins. And all of them here are hand dyed, as you see, and let's observe the colors. They are very nice, very beautiful colors. And here, if we go, we will see a little bit different thickness, I think, and here a little bit different texture of the yarn. And all you see dyed very interesting way that, you know, if you buy this yarn you will have a unique garment. Oh, here we have this bob, £20 as well for 100 grams skein. Curated yarn, looks hand dyed yarn. Probably it's different mixes here, but you need to look at the label, the percentage of different fibers for each yarn. And here is very nice colors. What we have here, £24. Unfortunately I can't read, but it's some kind of luxe yarn. Then probably it has some superwash merino or yak or some addition as well. And here you see probably have some silk as well in this mix, because certainly it's not a pure silk, but probably in this mix will be some percentage of silk. And this is the colors as well. This is a little kits with a what is this, mini skein sets, £20. What, 5 skeins, probably 20 grams each, I believe, by price and by my logic. Right, let's go to the next picture. I love socks, and that's why I made this picture, because I found very interesting these kits for making socks. As you see, it has the biggest skein and the smallest skein. Each pair here have these 2 different colors for the body of the sock, and contrasting color for probably toes, rib and heel. Here you have different combinations of colors, of patterns, and I found these socks very beautiful and nice. Here you have beautiful shawl as well. And here is the kits. Let's go closer, and each kit has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 skeins, and they are DK Silky Yak, and you can see here, right, it's 340 meters per pack, 60% superwash merino plus 20% of yak plus 20% of silk. It's definitely very nice and luxurious yarn, and that's why we have this lovely price as well. 4-ply silky sock. Here is 50% of superwash merino and 50% silk. This is slightly different combination, yeah, mix of the fibers. And here we have price list. This is yarns. I will make it bigger for you, and you can read and watch it with attention. And this is the different yarns and sets with prices. This here are little sets. As you see, they're all merino and nylon, 75 to 25%. Mini skein contain 20 grams, and each of them is 450, or 5 skeins by 20 pounds. Of 1 pound, it's around maybe $1.50, and around 120 or 130 to euro. Then here we have markers, nice and beautiful. And here you have some garments with these yarns to see how they look in a project. Lovely colors. And let's go to the next one. Here is a very happy man with a lovely, beautiful hat. And this corner, they was selling the natural dye for the yarn. And as you see here on this corner, you see all colors you can get with this natural dye. And here is the dye itself. Here we have nice wooden accessories for knitters. If you like this kind of stuff, here you see prices, 50p each. This is a blockers for socks, nice and beautiful. And then rulers, charts, anything you wish for your lovely, happy yarn hobbies. Next picture is about mittens. I just like these mittens because I do some very similar. And here you have kits for sale. Then a kit can get a pattern and two balls of 25 grams of merino 4-ply. Here we go. Kit is £13.50. On the right hand side you see the pattern. You can get just a pattern as well. And then we go to the next one. Here I like these shawls, and you see now how this hand dyed yarn looks like in a project, and I think it looks just amazing. It's very beautiful pattern, and I think color combination is amazing. And here as well, not sure about this one because I like very much this top part, but this black and white, not sure about this. And here we go, another shawls, and look at this beautiful shawl. The color, pattern, everything just perfect. I like all these waves and zigzags. They are my favorite. And here we see another beautiful shawl with a beautiful color combination. Let's go to the next picture. Here we have yarn again, hand-dyed yarn. Here you have a fiber by 12 pounds. If you felt this is your product, I was interested more in yarns. Here we have again Aran yarn, and then double knit by 19 pounds per skein. I think here we have a mohair or something similar. And next one is a double knit DK. As you remember, it's a middle weight yarn. Beautiful colors, very natural, very nice. I think sparkles they call this kind of dye. And here we have as well these kits with the 5 mini skeins. I think they should be 20 grams as well for your project, for socks or some maybe shawl or maybe hat, maybe scarf. And here we have 4-plies too, the thinner yarn. And here we have the next one. Let's go to the next one. Here I made a picture because I like these little kits and I like these beautiful socks. Let's go them in detail. As you see, you can get nice sock pattern and kits as well. As you see behind here, the pattern you can get it together with a yarn. Price is 29 pounds. Yeah, he is I don't know what is this, 12.50. I think it's kind of basket to put the yarn inside and like for your project. Here we have yarn, sock kit, and here we have socks. I think this is the examples of the socks. Here we have these kits with the several mini skeins as we saw before. I love these socks with the mushrooms. They look so cute. And little chickens. And here you have the kids patterns for hats, I suppose. Here are hats. Plenty nice hats with beautiful color work. And let's go to the next one. Here is a toys. I used to make toys crocheting, but these are knitted ones, and you can get kit as well. Very similar products. Yarn kits. And here is a little violinist. As a violin player, I don't make this picture, then please forgive me. Here we have another one. Beautiful socks. As you see, you can check this website if you're curious. I found these socks absolutely gorgeous, and I found that they have a perfect stitches. As you see, I am a perfectionist, and I can appreciate the beautiful work. Then I think I was amazed with these socks, and beautiful yarn as well. Look, these colors, they are so nice. Let's go here. See these yarns. Look how beautiful it looks in the project, this die. Let's go to the next one. Here it was some different yarns, and I made a picture to show you because this kind of product is quite curious. This is called yarn blanks. Person who dye this yarn, they knit the on a machine very loosely piece of fabric, and then this fabric dyed after making the fabric. You don't dye the yarn in skeins, you dye it in these little blanks. And then for making socks, for example, you just unravel these blanks, and they usually done sometimes in two threads. Then you have absolutely identical yarn to make your identical socks. And this is a beautiful way to dye yarn as well. This is a fluff lace, 15 pounds, and Aran 21. British wool. This is you see the same sock kit, 50 grams plus 25 grams. As you see, each of these packs have two skeins, one big and one small. And this is for happy socks. And this is, I think they call it zebra. Yeah. This, let's see it closer. Zebra DK. This is very unusual color yarn. It's dyed and spun very different way, and I would like to see how it looks in the project because that doesn't have any example, I think, with this yarn. And here we have sock yarn for ply, British wool, 21 pounds for skein. Colors are beautiful. I like these colors. They are kind of not contrasting changes, and it probably will look very, very nice. This is wool plus silk, 24 pounds for a skein. And here we have a little bit of zebra again. And I hope that you like this stand. And we are walking to the next one. This is a British wool sock yarn as well, 4 ply, 21 pounds. Very nice, beautiful, happy colors. Go down. Wool plus silk. Very similar yarns. Zebra sock, 18 pounds. And here down we have 15 each, or 2 by 25. This is a sparkly sock. Sparkly probably has some lyrics or something. And here we have camel plus silk. Some of the places there had some very interesting and unique combinations, and it was a touch in paradise for me. I was just touching these skeins and touching, especially when they have some examples like here. You see, they have some little shawl or scarf or some garment, and you touch it and you start understanding why you pay all this money, because this sensation you have on your skin of the luxury yarns is just unbelievable, believe me. Here we go, watching another yarns. Here we have again the wool, which is not spun, and just a fiber. And this is more colors. And we are following. I have nothing to say about it. It just looks very nice and fluffy, and beautiful dye as well. And lovely garment. Look, you can use it as inspiration for some next project of yours. These color combinations are just beautiful. This beige with blue and brown, just lovely. Let's go to the next one. This was a couple of stands of some designer, some lady who designed baby blankets, and I just loved her style. They are very simple. They're made with the squares. Each square has some color work with a very simple design, and some different patterns on the white squares. I just love this idea, and it really looks very nice. I made more than one picture. As you see, it has some lovely hats as well. And let's go closer. Let's get a closer look. Look, these patterns, very beautiful, very delicate, and combination of them is absolutely gorgeous. Here we have other ones. I hope you like them the same way I like them. And as well, you can buy the kit, which include yarns and pattern, or you can, I think, purchase just pattern. Look how gorgeous these patterns. And some numbers. This is a C theme. Let's go to the yarns again. Here we have solid colors finally. Beautiful yarns, and I just fall in love with this shawl, and I'll show you later. Very nice, everything. I found these colors lovely. I was thinking about color work for socks or some jumpers for kids, for example, would be lovely. Here you have a fiber again. Here you have a boucle. And as you see, the dye is very similar. Not much difference in the dye work here. As you know, if you're not tired yet, let's see the pattern. Sometimes when I see some lovely patterns, I just make a close picture, and sometimes I use it as inspiration, or I just create the chart for myself with a similar pattern. This was another stand with beautiful yarns. Hope you're not tired yet of this all these yarns. Let's see here. we have 70% of baby alpaca and 20% silk and 10% cashmere. This what I call absolutely gorgeous and luxurious yarn, and as you see, the price is luxurious as well. 26 pounds by 100 grams, around $30 maybe. But colors look so nice and delicate, beautiful. And you can't imagine the feeling when you touch something made with this type of yarn. And as sellers explained me that when you use and wash this, it's become more fluffy, more wonderful to touch and to your skin. Green. Let's go to the next one. I found very interesting designs here and very interesting patterns. As you see, they are like kind of unusual ones. And lady designer, very happy smile. I appreciate this very much as well, and I made a picture of the shawl behind her. I found it absolutely amazing, a very interesting, very modern and unusual design. Prices for the yarn: 800 meters per 100 grams. And this is the prices. You see, silk lace come to 30 pounds by the skein. And here we have merino for plies, 400 meters, 16 pounds. This is the thicker yarn. Beautiful colors as well. And here I want to show you socks again. This corner was just selling patterns, socks patterns. You see this Halloween pattern was free. But socks looks beautiful. Very simple patterns, very beautiful result. Maybe you will inspire with this. And here we have beautiful shawls, and I just love these patterns and these color combinations. Looks absolutely gorgeous. And this is the company. They sell beautiful yarns, and this is inside honeycomb pattern. And here we see the yarn. It's 50% superwash merino plus 50% silk, 23 pounds per 100 grams skein, and this is my love. I was just in love with these little jumpers. You see, the seller, the girl, she made all these tiny jumpers just to show the yarn. How cute is this? Look at this. I don't know. I'm in love with these tiny jumpers. I found this very, very good idea for sellers. And let's see yarns now. They are beautiful colors and very, very nice fiber as well. This is the if you're curious, you can find them online. One of the pattern was this one. And here we come to the acid colors, very nice and very happy for young people. This is neon and acid. Here you go. Very distinctive style. And have mini skeins as well. Here you have super chunky, 45, 2 skeins plus pattern. I think this is for the hats. You can see better hats here. I think they look amazing, these hats. They made with this super chunky yarn in this beautiful acid colors. This is Sock Minis. Who like this kind of style? Here we go. Prices, not very visible, unfortunately, but this is not my fault. Here you go. Very interesting. And here I just was making pictures of these shawls. I think it's a very famous designer online. I think I follow him on Facebook. Steven, I think Steven, his name, I don't remember. And his designs are very interesting and very unique. And this is a couple of them. If you like this kind of colors, they are definitely very happy colors and very interesting designs as well. Yes, you see so many patterns in one shawl, and color combinations can be endless. And you see the yarn behind as well, very interesting, and you can find them online as well. Here we have a section of cake yarns. As you see, they have a very beautiful effect with a no contrasting changes. Then here they are, cake yarns and beautiful shawls as well. Nice patterns, nice colors. I like cakes as well. This was a lovely lady felting, working and talking with people. And here is my yarn. We finished with the pictures for now. That's it for today. I hope it was interesting for you, and it was definitely very interesting for me. I never been in some event like that. It was my first time, and I probably will go there again, or maybe we'll go some other ones. But I hope you liked it, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. I prepare a lot of interesting things for you, and come here, knit and crochet with me, and let's do this world a warmer place. It was Vita Crafts with you. Bye bye. Have a lovely day.